Sega.
What's up, everybody? I'm Ami Polizei-Funk. I'm here with Ip-Kai Fung over here on my right. How you doing, Ip-Kai, on this Friday afternoon?
I'm doing well. It's actually a nice day here for a change. You got over 20 degrees C, so yeah, nice and warm for a change.
You and Gareth Bale are enjoying it.
Gareth Bale, well, I don't think he lives in Wales anymore.
Well, it's a shame not to see him. Obviously, I'm referring to the World Cup, which just kicked off in Brazil yesterday, the home team with a 3-1 win. If you look over my shoulder, over my left shoulder, you can see my World Cup poster. I'm going to be filling in the tips as that goes. And you and I, Ip-Kai, we started this great World Cup pick'em pool on Kotu.org where one of 68 participants will win an Oberkommando West key. That's going to be fun, right, after the first round is complete?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's, quite good. One of the new armies for free. What's not to want?
Yeah, right. Even if you already have it, you can give it to a friend, like XCOM.
Yeah, or any other variety of lapsed COH players.
There you go.
Benefit from it.
Suck them into the fold. So we're Friday night, and we're in a bit of a small window because the World Cup, the main event, like the biggest competition in the world, which we're all fans of, is actually starting in like an hour with Mexico and Cameroon. So we're going to try to show you a few games. We might even go offline early so we can go watch football, but we're not sure. We wanted to show you something from the losers bracket from last weekend that didn't get casted because we were so full up on winners bracket games. We want to show you Cpt.Eend, which we now know how to pronounce, which means duck in Dutch. Cpt.Eend versus Easy. This is going to be a losers bracket round 4. If we can just go quickly over to the schedule, I can show you what we're going to take a look at today. And we just wanted to warm up the stream. I got some 6 gigabytes of more memory, so I want to see how that works out. And we want to just warm up the stream before tomorrow's big lower bracket marathon. So here you can see the Europe division. We got all this done Saturday the 7th and Sunday, June 8th. And so what we're going to watch now is going to be on Samoski. And this was played on Sunday the 8th. This is losers bracket round 4. And the winner of this, of Cpt.Eend versus Easy, is going to go on to face Barton PL in the losers bracket round 5. And so that'll be what we show you first tomorrow afternoon. And tomorrow's stream, Ip-Kai, that's going to start at 3 p.m. CEST. So we expect you all to be there for that. I just spilled coffee on myself. We won't do any stream on Sunday. We're gonna do a marathon tomorrow. We're gonna get it all in there, right?
That's right. There's no games being played on Sunday either, so that's why it's all on Saturday.
Right. We like to keep it as close to live as possible. And after all of that, we will tell you when. This will take the lower bracket all the way up to the lowest bracket finals, which will not be tomorrow. That'll also be next Saturday. So on Saturday the 21st, we'll have the lower bracket finals, then the championship finals, and of course, if Jeslin loses the first best of 3, then they'll play another one. So we might have 3 sets for you, or at least 2, and that'll probably be next Saturday, unless we maybe decide to show it to you on Sunday. Because the funny thing about next Saturday is they actually start playing later. They start playing it at 5 p.m. my time. Usually they play at 1 p.m. So the fact that they start later is going to push our broadcast into like World Cup slot, which I don't want. So we might actually show you the finals on Sunday the 22nd in the middle of the afternoon, but we're not sure about that. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. Let me just throw up the overlay. I'm going to be following Easy, and this is going to be versus Cpt.Eend, and we better just get it rolling. Let's hop in game.
All right, so we're going to unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. There we are.
All right. So in the blue trunks, representing the Germans in this best of 3, a player that we think is from Holland, although we're not absolutely sure. It's Easy. And his opponent, who we think is also from Holland, in the red trunks, playing as Soviets in the southwest corner of Samoski. This is going to be Cpt.Eend, or Captain Duck, but we'll call him Cpt.Eend. We learned something, Ip-Kai. 2 E's in a row in Dutch is an A sound, right? Cpt.Eend.
Possibly, but it might be one of the mutations because it's a double E next to an end. It probably has the A sound, but I guess if the double E's were next to like an M, it might be different. So I'm not too good with the nuances of Dutch. So
All right. Well, they're speaking some. I'll throw the chat up a little longer. There you go. Good luck. Have fun. We understand. And then, but I have no idea what von het wel komisch hövel möte SNF hat mit mein Naam. They're talking about us fucking up his name. Yeah, he's saying, they said, ha ha, SNF messed up my name. Well, guess what, buddy? We did our research, and we got it right now, so touche. You can laugh at us for something else next time. But it was a fun, because we kicked off this tournament day 1 last weekend, and their game 3 in the winners bracket was the highlight of the streams that day. So we sent that over to the YouTube VOD, and we saw an amazing match with 2 Tigers and 4 T-34s, and that was just sick. So it's fun to check out a replay of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice, and this is one of the things I enjoy about double elimination is that 2 guys can play each other again, and I think that's fun. Because this is the run back. So like for Cpt.Eend, it could be revenge time. He's like, okay, you knocked me out of the tournament. Now it's my turn to knock you out for good. That type of thing. Or Easy's like, I put you down there and I'm going to put you out for good as well. So that's always, super nice about these double elim. I really love it.
Yeah. I like that because rematches and second chances, it's part of a story. And actually, when I was designing the Sunday Night Fights season schedule, I wanted something like that to happen because when we used to do invites, we would do kind of winner stays on, like King of the Hill stuff. And there was a chance that, a player could lose once and then come back a couple weeks later and then play again. And then you have this rematch. And, it's fun to hype a rematch in like a boxing situation. So I wanted to make sure that the SNF season schedule also had the potential for rematches. So that's why it's kind of designed the way it is with the multiple quality tournaments and one player can come back and try again. Because rematches make for good stories.
Yeah, really good stories. But yeah, that's another thing, double elim. If there's any tournament organizers out there, have a try at, trying to integrate this system in because it's really cool for like stuff like this.
But be warned, it takes a long time. And the biggest downfall of double elim is the fact that the guys that get sent down to the lower bracket, if you try to do it in too short a time period, they wind up with some crazy waits. Like sometimes there will be a really long wait, sometimes they'll play immediately, and this can really frustrate the players and confuse them, and you get a lot of like no-shows because people are AFK at the wrong times. So I kind of like the way that Sivo has done it with this Alienware Arena Cup, and that they like finish the winners bracket pretty much on the second day, and then they're just doing all of the losers bracket on a whole separate day. I think that's pretty cool. That works out well.
Yeah, I think it is as well. I know like some other tournaments, if they're like over weeks, for example, they'll have like round 1 of the big bracket. So say you got 120 players, it'll be like round 1 of just the winners will be done. And then next week it'll be round 2 plus round 1 of losers, will be played.
Yeah, I think most tournaments do the winners bracket and the losers bracket kind of on top of each other. And that's what Alienware's not doing. But the way they've spread it out over 3 weeks, I think it's really clear. And, anybody that's in the lower bracket like Barton, I think they're very well aware of how it will work tomorrow when they play their games. And I expect it to be really fun to watch Barton try to scrap his way back to the losers bracket finals. I made a poll on Kotu.org, like how far will Barton go, and it was just fun. Even in making the poll, I kind of learned who his opponents might be and what his run might be like, and it's already really determined. Like I could easily say who will he lose to in this round. And, there were only 4 options by the end of the thing, which is funny because we had a lot of forfeits in the bottom of the losers bracket.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hope that, the guys that we casted on last weekend, was a Sunday, we casted them. I hope that they don't they don't quit, because they're still in it. And sometimes I've seen it happen. People just they don't bother showing up, which is totally bad because, you can still win it outright.
Yeah, I'm
So I
pretty
hope they show
sure
up
that
too.
the winner of this seems to like know exactly what's up, be really excited to play, and I love also that they were thrilled to get their games casted on SNF. You know, that's fun. So that's like another thing to fight for. You know, even if you don't win the whole thing, you get your games cast here, and you know we'll make you famous, baby. And then you know that could lead to getting invited to other tournaments in the future, and you know you make a name for yourself, and that's great. That's one of the things the players need to try to do.
Yeah, and I mean, as an event organizer as well, if I were going to do invitational, right, I'm going to be honest with everybody who's listening right now is that if you're a guy who like signs up to a lot of cups, you know, goes out of your way to play in events, you know, even if you aren't like even if you aren't rank 2 or rank 1 on the automatch ladder, I'll take you because it shows me that you're more dedicated to the game than the automatcher. So yeah, that's something to be aware of. Like, I really don't care about your ladder rank if I'm going to do an invitational.
Yeah, as an organizer, it's much more important that we can count on you showing up. You know, and I also like Ipkai. I also like, and this is really kind of over the top, and I wouldn't make organizational choices based on this, but I like that a lot of the players now are starting to hop on Twitter. You know, we got Jeslin on Twitter. He made a really funny tweet last week. I don't know if people noticed it, but he was watching our streams and taking notes on his possible opponents. And even he was watching the NA streams and taking notes on, like, really good players' playstyles and build orders like OMG Pop. And he posted a little pic on Twitter of the notes that he had taken, which I just thought was just fantastic. So I'd love to see more stuff like that.
It was like by his computer, and there's like a big mountain of post-it notes, and I thought that was really cool.
That was so cool. He was doing research on his possible opponents, and we got Twister on Twitter, and I think I'm pretty sure that one of these guys, either Cpt.Eend or Easy, just made a new Twitter account, and I got a little follow, and I gave a follow back, and so it's like it's taken a while to get people going, but I think we're finally having some success with Twitter, Ipkai. It's been a long time coming and a hard fight, but I think we're finally starting to get there.
No, I know it's really cool. People say, "Oh, it's super lame," and it's really lame, and I don't want to use it. But if you have me on Twitter, or you have me on Twitter, we'll tell you like when the next VODs are. We'll tell you when we're going live. We'll tell keep you informed of like all the happenings. So I don't see why there's a bad reason for it. It's really good. We keep you informed.
Just getting these replays. Yeah. It was, it can be useful because these replays actually weren't uploaded to the SIVO site. So we had to track down, or try to track down Cpt.Eend and Easy to try to get them to give us these replays manually because we wanted to show them. And, the first thing I thought of was, are they on Twitter? Can I DM them?
Yeah, it's a really useful tool. Please, everybody, get an account, start using it. You don't have to follow just COH people. If there's like, people from other games that you like, follow them as well, or
all
any
sorts of great World Cup stuff.
Yeah, or artists or anything. Loads of artists put their pictures up on there. There's like loads of cool stuff, cool fan art, everything. So it's a really good way to share.
It's your own personal news feed.
Exactly.
It's kind of made RSS obsolete, in my opinion.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just a much more colorful and direct way to distribute, tailored news to people that are interested in it. Anyway, okay, enough about Twitter. Back to the game. How's it coming here?
So it's sort of like quite a big back and forth. You've got Captain Easy, sorry, not Captain Easy. You got Easy and Cpt.Eend. They're doing a back and forth. Cpt.Eend looks like he's doing conscripts build. He's got guards now on the map, so that's to help him with the 222, the 221 that Easy has built. And he's got tier 2, so he's probably going to get an AT gun as well. I don't see him maxing yet. So it looks like, very standard fare. Guards, tier 2. And I think, Cpt.Eend, he's going to wait for T-34-85 call-in. Possibly. I don't know if he will, although he has enough fuel to tech up. I don't know if he's going to spend the fuel and get the T-34-76 early.
Sneaky guards came out of the fog of war from behind that shack and almost killed the scout car. It was a really nice series for Cpt.Eend. His flamethrower squad got double vet working on that pack that was out beyond where it should be without any anti-infantry cover. So a very nice sequence of events for Cpt.Eend. Collects a bunch of flamer vet, almost kills the scout car. I thought he was going to get it. That was really crafty the way he came out from the fog of war to surprise with those guards.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's You know, a lot of people say like, "Oh, buff the MG42," but I think because of True Sight and a lot of shot blockers, MGs are a lot harder to use now on maps like this on Samoski because there's a lot of shot blockers from these houses. It's a lot easier to flank MGs now, and it's a lot harder for a player to set them up. So that's how it's sort of like that game's changed a lot because you know in COH1. For example, you know, if whoever you're following, you know, you put the fog of war on, right? You would be able to see behind those buildings. Now you can't, and that's really big. You know,
that's one of our favorite things about CO2 is True Sight. You don't see any complaints about that on the forums. You know, there are lots of complaints here and there, but nobody's complaining about True Sight. I think pretty much everybody finds it universally awesome.
I don't know. I've seen some complaints with some people saying that it lowers the skill cap and whatever. You know, as soon as I hear that word skill cap, I go mad because that sorry that word, but that phrase annoys me. So
you read too many balance forums, Zipka. I tend not to read the balance forums. I like that we can separate our various duties because I don't like reading balance forums. They just make me want to kill myself. So.
I read them, but I only sort of like if someone has made an error with the numbers, then I'll post about it. But
well, that's
other
great.
than that, I don't.
Great that there's someone that comes in and does that. Because you get a lot. Yep. That's why I don't read them. Actually, is just because you get so much uneducated nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's pretty tricky. You know, but to be fair, the systems are not easy to understand. So I don't blame people.
That's true. I learn something from you every single cast we do. So instead of reading balance forums, I just ask Kip Guy.
No. But there's a couple of other guys as well that are really good. Like Milka Cow is another guy who's clued up on all the stats and the numbers. He's another cool guy to ask about stats as well. Who else is it? There's another guy, I don't see him post that often, but I think Fire Sparks is his name. He's another one that's got a lot of the numbers done. And Woof, WOOF as well. He's another guy that has like a good grasp on that stuff as well.
Cpt.Eend is pouring on the heat. He had a wonderful Molotov that pretty much cleared the pack. The pack had to Pax had to go back into his base. You know, he went back into his base, but he's not in the range of the medics right now. Look, he really needs infantry health, so that pack needs to move a bit to the right to get into the range of those medics so he can heal up. He also needs to reinforce, of course. I think that Easy's just being like out microed right now and can't handle the multitask required because he's missing a few beats on various things that he needs to do, and it's causing him to be run off the map.
And Eend has actually built a T-34-76, so this is going to be a bit nasty for Easy because he has to deal with this tank. You know, that's going to be... This tank is really good anti-infantry, and it's just going to be just draining manpower off Easy now. And all Easy has is an AT gun, so it's going to be tricky for him to just deal with it now.
Zarodine!
Zarodine.
How's my Russian? I think both of our Russians are terrible. We got to get Twister on here as a guest just to teach us how to pronounce some stuff.
No. I think it's like Zarodinu.
I thought it was Rodinu. I don't know. I can't do it.
Zarodinu. I'm my Russian. Very bad.
We need Siberian or Guderian or Twister, or you know, it'd be fun to get Maza on. You know that he's the real representative of the Russian Company of Heroes 2 community. He's like, you know, the guys in SNF, you know, when they used to restream the stream and then commentate in Japanese. Yeah,
which I thought was cool.
Yeah,
he does that, doesn't he? But in Russian instead.
He
which
does.
Is cool.
He does. Yeah. He does that in Russian, and he's got the whole Russian website, Russian community. So the more that we can support Maza and support what he's doing, the better. It'd be fun to get him in here. He's really quite hilarious. He streams occasionally with webcam. He's just a really good-natured kind of guy. You can just tell.
I think he has like, is it like he sits on like some upholstered like chair? Ooh, these consoles, what are they doing?
I don't know, but they got their faces pwned. They got destroyed. Yeah. They tried to get it. It's one of those things where you think, oh, I'll just try to get a Molotov off and retreat, and you just pay the ultimate price.
Splat. Yeah, that was bad. That was real bad then. I don't know, not sure what we're doing. Well, I hope he talks to, I think Val, who is the Russian community coordinator from Relic. I hope he talks to her because she's native. I think she can speak Russian as well. So
we should get her on the show. How come we haven't really met Hardy or Val yet? Hardy's the other new community guy, right? The German guy, isn't he?
Yeah. So I think they spend a lot of time. I've been told that Hardy spends a lot of time on like HQ code.
Yeah, cool. Well. Right. Yep.
So Yeah, so there's two other community ones. They specialize in the languages because it's America's like the biggest country for this game, but then it's Germany, then Russia. Believe it or not, even with all the angst about the campaign, don't say no more than that. But anyway, yeah, Russia still loves this game apparently. So yeah, it'd be cool to get some of them on that. I guess ask them how they found it.
We'll try to get Hardy or Ree onto SNF so the community can get to know them a little bit better, maybe with an interview or something.
Yeah.
P4 is on the field.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. This will help Easy deal with the T-34 a bit easier now. And
really nice infantry play though from Cpt.Eend. He's got this pack checkmated, and he really needs the pack to support his P4.
Yeah. And this is going to be really tricky because Eend now has a second T-34, so this P4 is going to have a much tougher time. If
what is this, marked target?
No, this is a strafe. No, it is a marked target. It is. I thought it was a strafing run, but no, it's marked target.
So Eend is going strong against his P4, but it looks like it might be a fight to the death. His T-34 is really hurt. Oh wow, he got a fortunate break there. It looked like the P4 shot did not penetrate, and then the T-34 with the marked target did enough damage to kill that P4, and Easy's not too happy about it.
I need to get like my friend who knows Dutch. I need to get him in here as well to translate for us.
So that was a huge engagement for Cpt.Eend, and Easy whited a few points in the middle, but I'm sure that harassment will be halted shortly. And Easy's just got nothing left. I'm looking at 4 infantry squads for his entire army.
Yeah, and there's something I've noted, like I've seen a lot of people, a lot of this like pay off. People going tier 3, getting core armor. I've seen it pay off really well for loads of players throughout this tournament so far.
Oh
so,
yeah,
the
metagame has changed for sure. We're not seeing people wait for 85s anymore.
Yeah, I think when people say, that's the only thing to do, I think that that's not the entire option. Because I illustrated how good the T-70 was at scouting yesterday, there wouldn't have been that massive thread on the forums about it right now.
Yeah, that T-70 thread, I can't believe it. People are complaining that it's OP. No, Twister's OP. And the way he uses the T-70 in that game that we cast was OP. The T-70 is perfectly fine. People were complaining earlier in the patch that the T-70 was useless.
Yeah, I know.
Complaining it's unbelievable.
If you didn't put the Fog of War on and follow Twister, and I didn't mention about it, nobody would have said anything. There would have been no thread. That's quite funny, but
well, perhaps we're letting our ego get a little strong here. We'll back off of that, and let the forums rage. We actually love it. We love to see the threads, and we love to see the opinions, and I'm glad that people are paying attention and that things are developing. I mean, really, the credit goes to Alienware for hosting this tournament, because we couldn't have done any of this or seen any of this without this tournament, because you only sort of perceive those things when the game's played, on the big stage at the highest level.
Yeah. And, hopefully we'll see more, events with some money that, people can enjoy. I really hope that it's continues,
hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I hear it in your voice. Don't try to slip ones past me, Ipka. I can hear it when you do that stuff. I know.
I'm just saying how much I would enjoy it.
Teasing us, folks. What he's saying is more good stuff is coming as far as tournaments. So practice code 2, mofos, right, players? Practice code 2. There's more coming. That's what we're talking about.
Even those ones that aren't offering a prize money, they're really good practice as well. So I'd recommend signing up to them too.
All right, well said. Now we have 2 T-34s on the field. Easy's brought a Stug out. Hey, they pronounce it nicely, actually, when the game says it. We can get pronunciation tips from the game. Let's see. Stug. They pretty much got it right.
Yeah. And it's quite cool because like I was saying, the German announcer was actually was an actor in Raiders of the Lost Ark as well. So
awesome.
So yeah, he was Colonel Dietrich, I think was his name.
Nice.
He was like he was like the other bad guy that didn't talk that much, but yeah, that was quite a cool thing.
I'm referencing, of course, we've been having our arguments on Twitter with Brandon Castile and Blitzkrieg Betty. They were giving me grief for mistakenly saying that the U sound in Stug should rhyme with book, which is, of course, it doesn't, because book is like and Stug is more like ooh. And so, all right, so they got me on that one, and like I made that mistake, and I heard it. I heard a lot about it on Twitter, and Blitzkrieg Betty was making a lot of fun of me, and then I think she came up with a great phrase, something like it was like herb derp it's a stirk or something like this. Great stuff.
Yeah. So I think it's like it's Sturmgeschütz, isn't it?
Sturm. It's hard.
Sturm.
Well, actually, no. Okay, the Geschütz has the umlaut, so that's Ü, right? Geschütz. But the Sturm doesn't. So Sturmgeschütz. It's such a hard word to say. If you don't speak German, good luck saying that word. With a normal U and then a U with the umlaut in the same word, oh, it's so difficult.
Oh, I know. I have troubles with some of the pronunciations. A lot of the German guys, they have a laugh. They say, "Oh, try and say that word," And I try and say it, and they're like, "Oh, you're so bad," So
yeah, exactly.
It's also amusement for them, at least.
It helps me if I say other words in front of it. Hier haben wir ein Sturmgeschütz. That was pretty good, I think. I don't think anybody can fault me on that. I think that was pretty decent. And of course, the problem is complicated by the fact that it's Imperial Dane's favorite unit. So, and Imperial Dane is of course very active on Twitter. So anything that happens, I mean, he started the whole thing by just saying needs more Stug, and then the whole argument popped off on like how to pronounce it.
I know, and he's big on big on Twitter, and big on very German sites. I don't know if anybody in chat has ever watched Father Ted, like the Irish sitcom about priests. But there was one episode about
that's from like 10 years ago, isn't it?
Longer than that. It was like 93. It came out nearly 20 years ago.
Almost 20. Oh, okay, so 20 years ago. Yeah, it's hilarious stuff though. It's a classic.
Yeah, but there was the one priest who was he was collecting like World War II memorabilia, and all the stuff he collected was like the Axis stuff, and the priest went, "Oh, would there be any Allied stuff?" And he says, "No, that stuff doesn't interest me at all," and it's just all Axis memorabilia, and that's how I think of Dane sometimes. He's just like got his all, all just Axis memorabilia, no Allied. That's what I think of. Whenever I watch that episode, I think, that's Dane.
Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, another marked target in on the Stug 3. I still don't know how to pronounce like a short form of Ausführung. We have Ausführung G, but I don't know how to say Aus F. I guess they would just say Aus F. Aus F G.
Or maybe they would just say like, would they just say like Stug G, maybe? Or
Stug G? Stug G?
Yeah.
Germans
maybe.
wouldn't say Stug. It's such a weird abbreviation. They would actually say Sturmgeschütz G. And then that sounds funny too, because G, gay, we got gay sounds in English. It's the same. Anyway, it's a huge fight here, as you can see. The Sturmgeschütz G is about to fall. Don't get me started on Brummbär. That's another hard one. How many times have you heard casters mispronounce Brummbär?
I just say Sturmpanzer.
Brummbär.
But yeah, I just use that, even typing as well, because I don't think I'm spelling it correctly either, so I just type.
Well, I can't spell it correct. I mean, yeah, okay. See, I don't have umlauts on my keyboard. I have an American keyboard. I don't have umlauts. And I tried to figure out an easy way to make umlauts with my keyboard, and like, Windows has some crazy alt code where you can do like alt and 4 numbers and get an umlaut. Too much work. So I can't do umlauts. But of course, in modern German, you can write an umlaut by just adding an E after the letter. So U with umlaut can be spelled without an umlaut enhanced keyboard by just writing UE.
Oh, so that T-34 hit of mine got blown up. So AIM lost all his T-34s, but he's got enough fuel to get 85s now when the time comes. But the VPs counts, man, he's far too behind. Easy's far too behind, so...
Easy's triple capped and down to 50 VIPs. And he's going to have trouble getting out of his base, although Captain Eend has lost his... Oh, wow, he's just throwing units away now. It's not one step back. Order 226 is in effect for the Russians. They refuse to retreat. They're just going to hold this front line if it kills them.
And that's... I don't know. You're towards the end of the game. I don't think it matters too much. But, sometimes... You have seen comebacks at this point with like 33 VPs on the clock, people cap points, and it's like, okay, how do I get some VPs back? And just the whole game turns on its head, and That's something I like about this game. Even even COH1 had that as well, where you were never 100% certain that someone would win, and I thought that was always cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of games where the drain gets stopped with like less than 10 VPs, and then it's pretty much GG because the other side just has a much stronger army, and there's just no way to harass another VP ever for the other team. So we've seen a lot of games like that. Army size is much more important than the VP situation, like winning the skirmishes. All right, that's GG for game one. Yeah. Let's come out of that bad boy, and we can chalk one up for Cpt.Eend. How much time do we got for before World Cup starts? Half an hour at least.
Yeah, we could do game two probably.
All right, let's do game two. Yeah. We're going to load it up. Stick with us, folks. We'll be right back after the load.